Secrets of the Greys extraterrestrial race. The alleged Greys alien race are the most commonly reported extraterrestrial species. They are often described as having a large, pear-shaped head, black almond wraparound eyes, a very small nose, sometimes just 2 holes for nostrils, and just a slit for a mouth and virtually no lips, and are believed to be completely hairless. When someone is asked to think of an alien, it is usually a grey that comes to mind. In ufology circles, it is believed that there are many alien grey species, varying in height, size and shape of head, etc. But to keep things simple, in this video we are going to look at just 2 alleged extraterrestrial grey species, the tall greys and the small greys. Before we get into the tall greys, which are allegedly a real organic and living intelligent species, the small greys are believed to be small clone versions of themselves, or an organic technological robot, android, or perhaps best put, a biological robot, made by the grey race, who are much further technologically advanced than ourselves. These small greys, sometimes referred to as worker greys, are given all the trivial, repetitive jobs that the tall greys simply do not want to do. If human beings had something like this, then perhaps our helpers would be given jobs such as washing dishes, ironing clothes, emptying the trash, or sorting out queries with amenity bills and so on. Allegedly, greys have telepathically communicated with some human abductees or contactees, that when you reach a certain technological stage, you build these helpers to do mundane tasks for you. This way, the species can concentrate more on the thinking and science. They are described as being no taller than 4 foot and often shorter. According to reports, small greys are still intelligent and think, act for themselves and communicate telepathically, even to humans, but are under instruction from the tall greys, almost like little grey helpers. Allegedly, you can't really tell just by observing them that they're an artificial being or clone. They look and appear to act exactly like a smaller version of the tall. There are a few competing theories as to where the tall greys originate from. Theory 1, they originate from Zeta Reticuli. This theory suggests they originate from the Zeta Reticuli binary star system about 38 light years away. Zeta Reticuli has 2 stars that are much older than the Sun, and astronomically speaking, they are nearing the end of their existence, where our star, the Sun, is said to be middle-aged. The alleged, widely publicised Betty and Barney Hill alien abduction case in September 1961 adds some weight to the Greys' origin, as it is claimed that after the event, whilst Betty was under hypnosis, recalling her encounter, she was able to redraw a star map that the Greys had shown her on board the craft, and after later study of the map, some believe it showed Zeta Reticuli. If this theory is true, it makes sense coming from older stars, because they have had a much longer time to evolve than us and become a spacefaring civilization. Theory 2. The Greys are us, from 3 million years in our future, who travel back in time. This theory considers that they are not extraterrestrial at all, but are our ascendants far in the future and visit us by going back in time, presumably within their spacecraft. Is this why they take human eggs and sperm, as well as other samples such as skin, fingernail and human hair? If some tragedy was to befall mankind, such as disease, nuclear war, eruption of a supervolcano or meteorite impact, they might still be able to save themselves by bringing us back, their ancestors, so evolution can continue. Perhaps they need many examples of eggs, sperm and other samples to capture the diversity of human beings' DNA. Theory 3. Find it, like it, move in. This theory is similar to Theory 1 and it has a lot of support. The Greys originated at Zeta Reticuli and become a spacefaring species many millions of years ago. According to some ufologists, at least 270 million years ago. They found and travelled to Earth all that time ago and settled here by way of underground bases. Presumably, they live inside the Earth's crust, and it is alleged by some that they made genetic changes to early Homo erectus, which is an early descendant of human beings. In this theory, from a human being's point of view, they simply have always been here throughout the whole of known history. Many ufologists, after extensive research and interviewing many retired military whistleblowers, appear to be very much favouring this idea now. It is claimed that President Eisenhower made a treaty face to face with the Greys back in the 1950s, where a treaty was agreed with the Greys, and they were allowed by American authorities to abduct human beings for various experiments, including crossbreeding humans and Greys in exchange for extraterrestrial technologies. Please see another video I have done on this channel titled "Did President Eisenhower have a meeting with extraterrestrials?" for more details of this alleged event. Some have stated that the Greys are abducting some human beings and taking samples, including sperm and egg samples, in an attempt to make a human-Grey hybrid. Some alleged abductees have specifically stated that they not only had these samples taken from them, but have actually seen a number of children, presumably crossbreeds, in a room on a UFO, playing, it is alleged, with strange toys. Another video on this channel titled Alien Encounters and Abductions goes into much more detail. Theory 4. Pretty much all of the above. In this interesting final theory, which I currently personally favour, the Greys were born and evolved at Zeta Reticuli, an old dual star system, evolved over billions of years to the stage where a few 100 million years ago they possessed enough knowledge and technology to build spacecraft that could travel between the stars, come to where we live, the solar system, and build one or more underground bases inside the Earth's crust. Then, they genetically altered Homo erectus, which would eventually become modern man, or Homo sapiens sapien, where they are now attempting, and probably successfully, cloning us with them to create hybrids. Perhaps some Greys from the future are a human-Grey hybrid, whilst others are just the Greys from our time period, together with their small Grey helpers for menial tasks. Also, some people have put the claim forward that cattle mutilations that happen in many countries on the Earth are for the purposes of crossbreeding. Allegedly, the Greys are artificially impregnating cows with human Grey crossbreed embryos, then when ready, taking out the newborn from the cow, which then results in the animal's death. If some of this sounds beyond belief, then consider that some Harvard University geneticists have predicted that they would be able to make a genetically modified elephant embryo resemble those of a woolly mammoth. Researchers like to put extraterrestrials into 3 different groups: friendly, neutral, and unfriendly or hostile. In Secrets of the Nordic Extraterrestrial Race, available to watch on this channel, it was easy for me to place them, in my view, into the friendly group. However, it is much harder to place the Greys in a group because of the more varied experiences reported by people or experiencers. My current overall belief is that the Greys are certainly in it for themselves, but not unduly negative to humans. Whilst to an abductee or experiencer, clearly undergoing a medical examination without consent and whilst paralysed would be petrifying for most. There have been reports where these beings have waved their arm or touched a person on the head to make them calm, and some people claim to have just spoke to them without any memory of an examination. Because they do not appear to be intently harming us just for the sake of it, attempting to wipe our memories of the event and putting us back where they found us, usually physically unharmed and mentally unharmed if the memory wipe is successful, though as said, I do think they are mostly in it for themselves. I would probably place them, for the most part, in the neutral category, though some specific reports from alleged witnesses could place them in either of the other two. Because we are not clear on the alleged Greys' agenda, it is difficult to be sure. After all, we take our pets to the vets for their own good, but how do they see it? Whatever the case and whatever the truth, mainstream human beings are left in the dark about the alleged reality we are in, unless one day authorities, human or otherwise, decide to let us in on what may be going on. We make content covering all aspects of the paranormal and unexplained, so please like, subscribe and take a look at my other content. Thanks for tuning in.